Let me first put a shout out right now, if I could, for www.noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. You know, Noble Gold CEO Colin Plume thinks that quantitative tightening is setting up the stage for a gold rally. And in his interview with the National Desk, Colin Plume said that the tightening is pushing the dollar up. However, he predicts that by next year, the Fed will print money again to restart the economic activities. If you're thinking of gold and silver right now, good time to do it. Noble Gold is giving a free gold American Eagle coin with every eligible IRA or 401k rollover in this month of September. You can't go wrong with noblegoldinvestments.com. Pick up the phone Tuesday morning at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. And find out about your financial planning. Let Noble Gold help you. And tell them that Pastor Paul Begley sent you there.
California mosquito fire surges, becomes largest in the state this year. A wildfire that's burned through more than 63,000 acres in Northern California became the largest in the state this year, as more than 3,000 emergency personnel combat the blaze. The mosquito fire is burning up the Tahoe and El Dorado National Forest in the Sierra Nevada mountains, eating up dry forest land fueled by southwest winds. The inferno has also threatened more than 9,000 nearby structures in El Dorado and Placer counties, prompting the evacuation of more than 11,000 people. California Governor Gavin Newsom declared an emergency for the two counties, which are both located in the greater Sacramento metropolitan area. The Placer County Sheriff's Office reduced the blaze's containment to 20% on Wednesday, down from 25% the previous day, as thousands have been ordered or warned to evacuate as the fire burned east of Forest Hill. One firefighter has been injured with non-life-threatening injuries, according to CAL FIRE Information Officer Scott McLean. NASA's Mars Perseverance rover finds diversity, hints of microbial life in ancient lake bed rocks. NASA scientists said on Thursday the Mars' Perseverance rover found biologically interesting rocks in an ancient lake bed that could indicate microbial life existed on the red planet billions of years ago. After launching from Cape Canaveral, Florida in July of 2020, NASA successfully landed its second rover, Perseverance, on Mars in February of 2021. Along for the ride was a 4-pound helicopter named Ingenuity that has been a wild success, showing controlled flights can be made on Mars. On Thursday, mission managers provided an update on what the rover had discovered while exploring 8 miles of the Jezero crater. The area was likely a lake more than 3.5 billion years ago, which is why NASA landed the rover there to search in an ancient habitable environment for evidence of life. The $2.4 billion Perseverance rover landed in Jezero crater on February 18, 2021, and has spent the past 18 months working its way toward the base of a fan-like delta, cutting through the rim where water once rushed in to fill a broad, now-vanished pool the size of Lake Tahoe. Perseverance is equipped with a suite of sophisticated instruments designed to study the ancient lake bed's deposits, on the lookout for traces of past microbial life that might have filtered down to be preserved in what are now layers of sedimentary rock. Ken Farley, a Perseverance project scientist at the California Institute of Technology, said researchers don't yet know the significance of the discoveries, but added that it's, quote, interesting to find rocks with organic matter in the habitable environment of the Jezero crater. Quote, these rocks are exactly the kind of rocks we came to investigate, both with the rover and its scientific instruments, and also to bring back to Earth so they can be studied in terrestrial laboratories. The FBI announces arrest in connection with hoax bomb threat against Boston Children's Hospital. The FBI said on Thursday that an arrest had been made in connection with a bomb threat against a Boston Children's Hospital last month. Catherine Levy of Westfield, Massachusetts, was arrested without incident and charged with 1 count of making a false bomb threat by telephone, according to charging documents filed in the U.S. District Court for Massachusetts. She faces up to 5 years in prison. The FBI special agent in charge said at a news conference on Thursday that the threat was, quote, one of well over a dozen against Boston Children's Hospital. He said authorities are investigating others. Boston Children's Hospital has been subjected to, quote, a sustained harassment campaign based on dissemination of information online about trans health care at the hospital. Rachel Rollins, the U.S. Attorney for Massachusetts, said at a news conference. A caller to the hospital on August 30th is alleged to have said, quote, there is a bomb on the way to the hospital. You better evacuate everybody, you sickos. Tropical Storm Fiona takes aim at Puerto Rico and the Caribbean islands. Tropical Storm Fiona continued to churn across the Atlantic Ocean on Thursday, and forecasts show it taking aim at Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, threatening heavy rain, wind, and rough surf this weekend, the National Hurricane Center said. As of 2 p.m. on Thursday, the center of Fiona was located about 465 miles east of the Leeward Islands and heading west at a speed of 14 miles per hour. Fiona had maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour. Tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 140 miles, mainly to the north and center of the storm, the Hurricane Center said. Besides the strong winds, these islands in the path of the storm could see flooding rains of anywhere between 4 to 8 inches, with isolated amounts of 8 to 12 inches across portions of eastern Puerto Rico and eastern Hispaniola. Indian sisters found hanged in suspected rape case. 2 teenage sisters have been found hanging from a tree in the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh in a suspected case of rape and murder. Police said the bodies were found on Wednesday afternoon. They have started an investigation after the family alleged the girls had been kidnapped and raped. 6 men have been arrested on charges of rape and murder. The 15 and 17-year-old girls belong to the Dalit community, the lowest rung of India's rigid caste hierarchy, and were found hanging from a tree in a sugarcane field near their house, police said. The Dalits, formerly known as untouchables, are victims of thousands of attacks each year. According to human rights organizations, Dalit women are particularly vulnerable to caste-based discrimination and sexual violence. According to police, the men, who were all from the same village, had been known to the girls, and the pair had gone with them willingly on Wednesday afternoon. However, the mother of the 2 girls disputed this account and said 2 of the men had turned up to her house on Wednesday afternoon and forcibly taken away her daughters on scooters. Quote, I tried to stop them and ran behind them, but they beat me up and they left. I shouted and ran back to seek help from the villagers, she told local media.